I mean, some of the greatest moments that a child has are precisely because he's unencumbered by responsibility. You know, like we also organize our society in a way that doesn't permit us to be very present, right? You got to hustle, and you got to be in an anxious state to get ahead. And we've inherited that from the anxious states of being ahead. When we lived in the savannas of Africa, we had to be one step ahead of the predators, and now we have to be one step ahead of our competitors. It's the same thing, but don't you? It's that even a blade of grass becomes a magnificent world in itself if given proper attention. Like if we were freed from the constraints burdening that limited faculty of our attention, maybe we could redirect it towards just the miracle of being alive, right? Yeah. Consciousness itself could be more indulgent upon its capacities to contemplate. I often I'm like a quote hoarder. Yeah. But the reason for that, my mother's a teacher, and she's taught for 40 years high school literature, and in her classroom walls, she always had beautiful quotes written like really big all over the walls, right? And granted, that's literature, but English class is really the class that teaches you how to be a human being, right? In math class, there's numbers on the walls. In chemistry class, there's chemistry equations on the walls. In English class, you have beautiful quotes that tell you how to be a better person on the wall. Minds are like parachutes. They only function when open. Practice random kindness and senseless acts of beauty. Like, these are the quotes that are on the wall. And so I think I kind of acquired that same impulse to surround myself by the ideas that point the way constantly, right? The wallpaper of my mind is filled with quotes that are like Post-it notes that remind me about the states of subjective well-being that I want to live inside of. Yeah. So wonder and awe are huge ones for me. And so I collect a lot of quotes about that. And obviously there's a lot of cognitive benefits of being in a state of awe and wonder. There's a line, there's an essay that I read once called The Death of Awe in the Age of Awesome. And Henry Weismeyer wrote it. You guys should look up the piece. It's great. But he talks about how, or F. Scott Fitzgerald writing about wonder, he says that wonder is a transitory enchanted moment in which man must have held his breath, compelled into an aesthetic contemplation he neither understood nor desired, face to face with something commensurate to his capacity for wonder. I mean, think about that. When was the last time you were face to face with something commensurate to your capacity for wonder? When was the last time that you completely eclipsed the been there's and done that's of the adult mind? That you were freed from the tedium of the daily and thrust into the numinous? Like, when was the last time you had a religious experience as a secular person? And what I mean by that was an experience that carried you outside yourself. An exhilarating neurostorm of such intellectual pleasure, of such cognitive ecstasy, that you basically had a mindgasm, right? An aesthetic orgasm. And that's healing. These experiences make us whole, and these experiences make us holy.